Hello, fire signs. This is your elemental fire reading for January 2018. A few announcements first. I have done some tweaking over on the website. I am no longer doing readings by phone. I am doing readings by video only. And that way you get an opportunity to download that reading and save it. And you can watch it however long you need to watch it. It'll be yours to keep. I've also gotten rid of some astrology products, and I'm doing a bit more tweaking on the website. Now, for those of you who may be interested in a membership, there are 3 different levels. There is 30 days for $7. If after 30 days you don't like what I have on the website, you don't have to come back and join. I have a recurring 6-month membership for $28 and then a yearly recurring membership for $50. You get a lot of stuff on the site, so you should come over and check it out. You can simply click on the I right here. That'll take you directly over to the website. Do some looking around. If you have some questions, you can simply go to the support desk and send me a question. One other thing I want to say is that I know that many of you go to different channels and you look at different readers because you're trying to piece together what's happening for yourself. Well, I'm going to just flat out say it. You know, if you want to know what's really going on for you, you have to get a personal reading, okay? And just because you may be getting that information from 5 or 6 different other readers, what that can do a lot of times is cause you confusion and make you not really understand what's going on. That being said, you also need to recognize that when you go to different channels and you see different readers, that sometimes, you know, you're like, well, man, they didn't have shit to do with me. Well, it may not be something to do with you specifically, but it may involve a family member, a friend, a work situation. So even if the particular situation, that reading is not about you, if something stands out, if you hear something in the reading that kind of captures your attention, that is still the universe and the cards speaking to you. Okay, so don't dismiss out of hand because you don't think the story has anything to do with you. Okay, that's just my little tip for you for 2018. This is a general reading and the messages will not resonate. This is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Again, you want to know specifically what's going on, you have to purchase a personal reading, and we will be doing a mini Hidden Lotus spread. We're going to be using the Fantastical Creatures Tarot. I really, really love this deck a lot. They speak really, I'm just amazed at how they speak. And I'm going to clarify with the Indovina Sibilas. I myself had to take a little break. Website members, your individual January monthlies are already posted if you haven't had an opportunity to get over to the site. The romance gallery will be completed, I'm going to say, by Wednesday. And I've got some new articles. And I'm also working on some new stuff for you in the astrology and the metaphysical gallery. Okay. I'm trying to change the way I deliver content, and I don't know exactly how that means just yet. I haven't quite figured it out. So we'll just see. Now, we're going to close this reading out, as always, with the angel answer card. So be prepared ready to pose your question to the angel answers. Here we go. Seven of Wands right in the center. So for some of you, this is an idea of some kind of internal conflict. This may be for some of you about writing back in to engage in some kind of situation or with another person. The thing is that it's a 7. It says that you already won some kind of victory here, but now something may have come up where you're going to have to go back, right? We do know that Mercury won't be fully up to speed until January 10th, which is a few days out. It is still in the sign of Sagittarius, okay? Now, this is our focus. So What is at the root of the problem? A Nine of Cups. Some kind of wish, some kind of manifestation. What are the influences from the past? A Page of Swords. Now, underneath this Seven of Wands, there's a pinpoint. There's a hidden thing that we don't exactly know. But the next card is going to tell us the unknown influence, what may come in, okay? This Ten of Pentacles. Now, I've been noticing that a lot of the readings are kind of overlapping in the sense that a few of the same cards are repeating themselves. What is the possible situation going forward? The Two of Swords. And underneath the deck, what is our overall energy? We have an Eight of Wands. Now, this is interesting because I've got two horses here. And horses imply power, speed, movement. They are also quite psychic creatures. They have good instincts. They're smart. I've never seen a dumb horse. I've seen a horse that don't want to cooperate. They can be stubborn. And then I have this woman riding on a tortoise. And in some cultures, the tortoise is the center of the world, right? But what do tortoises do? They can live on land. They can live on water. They can exist in two realms. They travel quite slowly. They live for a long time. There's what keeps coming across for me, for the fire signs, and I really think this has to do with the eclipse coming up at the end of this month on January 31st. And I'm not exactly sure where that eclipse is going to fall. I've already posted that for website members, the eclipse dates. So go and check the eclipse date chart and then see if you have that matching factor there, particularly if you are a fire sign, if you have any factors at that particular degree of which it's going to fall. Now, remember that eclipses always touch back over a point that it's been over before. So for some of you, I feel this is why that Seven of Wands, you're having to ride back into this. You overcome something. You've gained this victory. I think for some of you, you recognize that whatever this thing was that you had to, you wouldn't be where you are without those people or those experiences or those things that happened to you in order to get you through that victory. But now this is about riding back in. And it does have some, for some of you, this could be a financial situation. This could be a familial situation. The Ten of Pentacles, this is definitely some kind of group thing that's involved. And sometimes, people are like, well, I don't know what you mean. No. It may not be you necessarily. It could be the group of people that you're involved in and something's going on with them that's going to affect you on a personal level. Do not assume that this is always a personal thing about you. It says that there's something happening or could be happening or maybe coming up that will affect you. Okay, on some level. It's nothing where there's a huge spiritual lesson, as the cards are telling me now. This is on a mundane level, right? Now, every deck has a different language that they speak in. So the Rider-Waite interpretations won't apply here. But the reason why I think that this has to do with, and I'm going to tell you, whatever this thing is, it's been triggered by this moon, the full moon that we just had in Gemini. See the moon behind that? And that's a Page of Swords. That typically represents the Gemini. And it's Gemini represents messages, communications, short distance travel, early childhood education, siblings, neighbors. Pages bring news. They bring messages. Swords are about thoughts, perceptions, belief, ideas, and communication. It was triggered by this full moon. But the reason why I'm telling you that it has to do with something I think will be changing coming up around this eclipse. And eclipses are really designed for you to clear out negative people, negative situations, negative energy. They're designed for you to eclipse something out of your life. You just have to have the courage to do that. I think for some of you, you've already know, or you've reached a point where you know that something has to change, and you've been making your way doing that, but something comes back again. And the reason why I keep telling you that this is, I honestly feel this is eclipse related, is because of, see the spirals there? That's a spiral. That's a gateway. There's a spiral over the chakra. This horse is riding out of, you know, there's a spiral behind her. Look at this Eight of Wands, this Mercury in Sagittarius. It's like that horse literally just came out of nowhere, running down this path, right? That's our Mercury in Sagittarius card. And we know that Mercury will not be fully up to speed, as I said, I think I said this, until the 10th, in a few days. Okay? Now, but we don't know what this hidden thing is, what this hidden element is underneath this Seven of Wands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you the meanings of the cards, and maybe this can help some of you in some respect. Okay? You are now in a strong position to carry your dreams and desires to success. You have faced adversity and won, and we see that. There it is. There's your wish card, the Nine of Cups. So some of you are in a position where even if it was from the sweat of your own brow that you've gained whatever this thing is. And I do sense for some of you, this is some kind of financial issue in one respect. And if it's not necessarily about finances, it is that energy of being grounded and knowing you are in a good place. Okay. You may not be exactly where you want to be just yet, but you're in a good place. So, Nine of Cups. It wasn't easy. This card fulfills this wish card fulfills all of your deepest desires and wishes. There is success, triumph, and everything you hope for. So some of you have you know, reached a place. Whew, you say, I didn't think I was ever going to get here. But here's this Page of Swords, and this is the card that stands out the most to me, because this victory that you have is flanked by two sword cards. Now, normally, as I say, pages represent news and messages, right? I want you to pay attention to this. Keep aware for a message and opportunity about money or material gain. This could also be an advance notice of a troubling period in your life, especially if you do not see through the illusions. And that's that full moon. And I think for some of you, an offer or some kind of message or news has come through for you to do something. But I sense that, you know, this may not play out. It may not come to fruition. The rest of that information may not come in until after January 10th, in which case you may be able to move forward through this. Okay. Again, if this is not some kind of financial issue, then it is that sense of finding that kind of stability and peace and happiness that you've been working so hard for. Okay. Ten of Pentacles. And this is our unknown influence, right? In other words, this could even be, you know, whatever choice or decision, and we know there's a choice and a decision coming up, because here's the Two of Swords. Twos are always about choices, dilemmas, things that you're faced with, options, right? Dualities. Damned if I do, damned if I don't, right? And maybe what this Ten of Pentacles is this is either a decision that someone else has to make that's going to affect a large number of people, or a decision that you make that will affect a large number of people. This could literally be just speaking about your job. It may not be anything in your personal life, right? So I said the cards are not always literal. Success and prosperity are at hand. Quality time with your family will assure them of a secure future. Whatever you begin, listen, or straighten out now will last for years. So I would think that if there's something that needs to be straightened out, you want to get real clear about your choices, because here's this Two of Swords. There is a stalemate where neither party nor side has the power to win. The underlying tension will not allow anything to change for some time. And I feel that this is because something is stuck. And due to this Mercury transit, there's some news or some message. This is not about an event. There's some kind of information that hasn't presented itself yet. Okay? 8 of Wands. There is rapid movement in your life. Be prepared to take sudden action in order to gain success. You may receive a message from a distance or make a journey. What is the hidden aspect of this? Well, it is the 5 of Pentacles. So there's some kind of loss or exchange. It goes from a 10 to a 5. Let me read you the meaning of the 5 of Pentacles, or at least the feeling of perhaps having to go this alone. That's the, listen. There is a danger of possible financial loss because you look for security in the wrong places. It's also telling you that money may be tight for a while. It's asking that you learn how to heal yourself. Well, let's go to the, I'm going to look at this Page of Swords and this Two of Swords here. This could even be the idea or the concept of you know, working on some kind of group project and somebody you stealing your ideas and taking credit for it. Okay? That's why I be having my shit on lockdown. Intellectual property. Okay? Page of Swords. We have a male consultant. Some kind of message or news from somebody who is specialized in a field. Some kind of cat being let out of the bag, a surprise. Something's missing, something is gone missing, something slipped away, got away. Now, here we have the Widow. She is an ace, I'm sorry, a Queen of Swords. So this, the Widow speaks to me about someone who, in a sense, has been alone. This could be in a business sense as well, who has thus far been making her own decisions, right? Why? Because she doesn't have that connection of family. Now, you got to remember, these cards are 13th, 14th century. Women weren't allowed to own property or have money. And so even if they were a single child born into a wealthy family, when the parents died, the money went to a male cousin or an uncle or to her husband once she got married, right? But then if he passed away or there was nobody left, that means she's responsible for her own decisions, right? Okay. Page of Swords. Now, it speaks about material gain and the possibility and a message coming in, but it also says to you that you're going to have to see through the illusions of this. All right. Now, Two of Swords. A dark-haired woman. The Gamblers. Wow. And the Protector. Well, this could be some, you know what I'm picking up is this is some kind of issue where something's being or trying to be taken away from you. You may have gotten to a certain point where everything seems like it's okay, your wish is coming true, but now there's a holdup on it. This is some kind of legal or contractual issue, inheritance, 401k, alimony, um, some kind of contractual issue here. Four of Swords, Two of Swords. That's another Two of Swords, the gamblers. Taking a risk on something. Well, let me take a look quickly at this Five of Pentacles. A loss of money. There's another consultant. Maybe this is you. Maybe you went into business with somebody and decided to join forces, and it is become a kind of a hot mess. There's some kind of issue here. There's an elderly man, the pensioner. Huh? Remember I said it's a group of people, some kind of familial issue. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It looks like it's a bunch of damn people all trying to put their 2 cents worth in, or whatever decisions are made. It's a group thing, okay? And some of you may have to take a trip to go perhaps settle this, but it says that whatever you straighten out is going to last a long time. So, you know, put those safeguards in. Do the best that you can. Now, formulate one angel answer card. Question for the angel answer cards. All right, here we go. That damn card. I hate that card. Let's see what it says. I think it tells me that I may need to pull another card. I'm not exactly sure. I can never remember. It just, that card always kind of freaks me out when it shows up. Like, what? The situation you're asking about requires more information in order for you to make a wise decision. Approach those knowledgeable about the topic to solicit their advice. If there are friends or family members in your midst who have insight into the matter, ask for their observations. You may need to do some analytical research in order to get the data you need. This could include reading books, taking classes or seminars, or gathering information from the internet. Mercury in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the internet, and it rules people and places. So search far and wide. Go outside of the normal channels that you would use to get this information that you need. That's what it's telling you. Okay? Don't just stop with the local group that you're with. Don't take everything on face value and keep seeking. You will get the answer that you need. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Okay? But it's going to be up to you to do that. So that's what I have for you, fire signs. And I hope that message helped you for January 2018. Until next time, namaste.